So, as a writer, we all know that writing is a very solitary event. And a lot of people don't understand how lonesome that is and how to support the writer in their journey. Hi, my name is Dawn Dalton. I am a freelance writer and an author, and I've been getting a lot of support with my debut novel from my family, and it's kind of made me think pretty hard on if I could go back in time, what did I need as a writer, not even an author, but as a writer, in the way of support from other people around me, and how people can support their writer and author friends. You see a lot of information online to support authors. Oh, what if I can't buy my friend's book? How else can I support them? But not a lot of people talk about before that book is released. And I kind of want to go over that, as well as talking a little bit about the support you can give your author friends, even if you don't buy their book. And I think the first thing that a lot of people need to understand is that writing time is sacred. If I am in the zone for writing and I am in deep focus, and it takes a lot to get me into deep focus, the second you talk to me, the second you call me, the second you text me, send me a funny meme, whatever, that concentration is broken. And I am now no longer going to be able to write. It's going to take me at least another 10 to 20 minutes to get back into that mindset. And if you repeat that multiple times during a writing session, especially if you have a set time to write, and everybody in your world knows that, and they're just, oh, well, she can talk, it's fine, she's just writing, it's fine, she can go right back to it as soon as we're done. No, we really can't. So really making sure that you honor your writer's commitment to writing by honoring their time. Just like your time is important when you're doing something like work or art or fixing your car, you know that the second that somebody takes your attention away from what you're doing, you're going to drop a tool on your foot. It's the same thing for writers. But because a lot of what we do is mental, people don't see it as us needing that time uninterrupted. So first things first, honor our writing time. The second thing is we completely understand that you don't know the world that's going on in our head. But if you let us talk about it and pretend to be interested or to be excited just because we're excited, means the world to us. And sometimes we just need to talk about what we're working on to work out a problem. You don't even have to generally give feedback. We just need to be able to hear it outside of our head. Sometimes we'll ask for input because sometimes we just cannot untangle the mess that we got ourselves in. But a lot of the time, it's just having somebody there to listen to us talk about something that we're passionate about. The next one is take something off of their plate, especially if they're under a deadline. And this could be something as easy as taking the cups off their desk or taking out the trash. Just something that will take a little bit of mental load off of the writer so that they can focus more fully on writing. Now, I'm not saying that you have to do all the chores, because that's not fair. But if there is a little bit of give and take to where you can take something off of their plate while they are under mental load, it will go a long way. And most of the time it will be reciprocated 2 times as much when they're no longer under a deadline. This next one's my favorite. Buy us a coffee or make cold brew for us. Make sure that we have our favorite drinks on hand. You know, something tiny like that does occasionally make all the difference in the world. Just to know that somebody cares. Which leads to the next one, and that is give us gifts of pens and stationery and craft books. Now this one comes with an addendum, because you don't have to spend that much on us, but you do need to know the writer. While I love really fancy pens, absolutely adore them, I don't use them. I use these. Pens like this are going to sit around on my desk, look really pretty, but the odds of me using this are slim to none. It's the same thing with the really pretty notebooks. They're sitting in the office waiting. For what, I have no idea, but the spiral bounds are going to get used. Ye old spiral bounds for me are the best notebook for writing, because I don't have to worry about making it messy and ruining it because I wrote the wrong thing on the page. Same thing for craft books. What works for me is not going to work for another writer. We may be at different parts of our journey. We may write in completely different genres. So get to know the writer before you buy them a writerly gift. Although, let's be honest, coffee cups are usually a pretty safe bet. But for me, if you don't buy me a coffee cup that fits at least 12 ounces of coffee, it's probably not going to get used. And the last one for sort of the pre-authory things you can do. Follow our social media. Like our social media. Engage with our social media. Give us suggestions on what you as a reader would like to see in our social media. It is one of the hardest things as an introvert to scream into the void and worry about the words that you are putting out in the world and having to engage with strangers when you don't have anybody there that you know. Just following and liking our stuff gives us a little bit of a boost of confidence to go, I'm not alone in this journey. And that is a big thing, is for the most part, I spend my writing time alone. I sit at a desk and I live in my head. I'm also an introvert, so going out and doing things is hard. And knowing that I do have a support system behind me helps so much. Now, that being said, I have a great support system. You know, my husband, lets me sit at my desk and write, and for the most part doesn't interrupt because he understands. He's an artist. He gets that I do need the focus time. My mom is my alpha reader and has supported this book way more than I thought she would. I figured all of my family, like my immediate family, would buy a copy of the book. And at some point I'll sign it when I see them. But she has made such a concerted effort to make sure that my aunt has it, my sister has it, my cousin has it, my adoptive older sister has a copy. Like, everybody has a copy of this book in my family. And that's because my mom supports it in a way that I never expected her to. One of the other things that as a writer I am super grateful for in the realm of support is having people who know how to say you're screwing up without coming off as completely and utterly harsh. You know, my mom will red pen my documents. My sister calls and gives me a half-an-hour lecture on why don't I actually have copies of my own book besides the one author copy that I have on display. Like, why am I not going into local bookstores? Why am I not taking it to the library? Why am I not going to events? And being able to have people from other realms that can give me feedback on stuff, that I can occasionally pick their brain on stuff. Like, if I have a teacher character, I can go talk to a bunch of my friends. They're teachers. If I have a marketing question, the odds that my sister will have the answer are pretty high. The fact that she'll help me is pretty high. And to that effect, the support she has given me on this book that she will probably never read has been amazing. She is the reason that I have 10 copies of my book on the way, you know, in addition to the ones that my mom just sent for me to sign for my family. That level of support is something most writers, especially debut authors, will never see. We will never see the crazy fans like J.K. Rowling has, like Neil Gaiman has. We will get the mom bought a book and talked to her friends about it support, which is great. I love it. I love word of mouth. I love the fact that there are strangers on the internet that, because we both follow the same creator, have picked up my book and now are asking about book 2. I love that. It's not something I expected at all. I didn't expect there to be much support for my book. I didn't expect there to be much in the way of support for me as a writer. And I wish that I could go back in time and build my support system much sooner, because my support system also includes friends who are writers who remind me that I just need to sit my butt down in the chair and write, and to finish what I start. It includes the friends who will beta read my book or will take me to the coffee shop and sit and write with me, because that too is support. Having somebody body double for me for a little bit is support that I didn't know that I occasionally need. Even though that we're both in our own little world, having somebody physically there is comforting. And before I start crying, because I am very well supported as a writer, I'm going to ask you, what kind of support do you have that I didn't talk about? What do you wish you had had starting out? Let me know in the comments below. Be sure to feed the algorithm, boop that like button, and subscribe. And I will see you next time.